Hello and welcome back to my channel, Cards by Melissa Minor. Today I am going to be following a sketch. Now this is a sketch that was posted by A Cherry on Top, and each week they have a new sketch posted on their website. So you can see here, this looks like there aren't any dimensions, and it looks like this is from Page Maps, but I kind of think that that big strip is about a 6-inch piece. So let me bring in some items that I want to use today. First, let me show you the pictures. So these are a couple of pictures of my boyfriend Dale and I from last summer. And we went hiking in Colorado. And one of the days we went to Silverthorne, Colorado, and we walked along the Blue River. And look at this cute little sign. I printed it out in a 2x2. But I couldn't believe it that there was a sign like beware of moose on the trail. And I was just like, what? So I think I want to put my pictures a little something like this. And instead of the circles that they call for in the sketch, I think I want to bring in these little 2x2 photos. Okay, so I'm going to move these off to the side and let me bring in the items that I want to work with. I am so excited. I am using this 49 and Market Wherever collection. I can't get enough of it. This is the 12x12 collection paper pack, and as you can see here, it includes 10 double-sided papers, one of each design, and then there's also an exclusive print on the back cover. And this one right here that I'm pointing to, that is the one I'm going to be using today, and I've already went ahead and cut that. And so I've cut this down to 6x12, and here you can see that both sides are so pretty, but I think I'm going to use this side right here. So that's going to be my little strip down the middle here, like in the sketch. Now I'm also going to be bringing in these Wherever chipboard bits, and as you can see here, there's lots of usable pieces here. I love this whole collection. And I'm also going to be using these Wherever chipboard words. Look at all the words that you get. I don't know how I'm ever going to use all of these, but I'm so excited to use these on my layout. It's just going to make everything go together so quickly. And then I'm also going to be using these. These are the Wherever ephemera bits. And so there's lots of good usable pieces in here. And so I just couldn't decide what I wanted. And so I got some of each pack. All right, so let me first start by bringing in some Distress Oxide ink, and this is in the Vintage Photo color, and I want to take my ink blending tool and I just want to put a little ink along the edges. Now in the sketch, they did have, I think, a couple little strips, it looked like, of additional paper along the edges. I don't want to bring in any additional paper. This paper is so pretty. I really just want this to be the focal point of my layout, other than my pictures. But I think just by bringing in this ink along the edges, that it'll just really make my paper pop. And then this paper here, since I used a 6x12-inch piece, this is the other 6-inch portion. I just cut this down and I'm going to use the other side. So let me ink this up really quick. I just want to dab a little ink along the edges of this just to give it that good distressed look. And I decided to go ahead and use this Vintage Photo ink to distress all of my pieces today. Okay, so I think I have everything all inked up. Let me go ahead and move the ink out of the way. And I want to put this on here, but there's a butterfly. There it is. I don't want to cover up the butterfly. I really like the butterfly on the paper. And so I think I'm going to be building my layout down just a little bit further than maybe I normally would. And that's because I want to use that butterfly. Now here I'm bringing in my Sweet Petunia Precision Glue Press. I love this. And it just makes putting glue on my paper so easy. And I like that this Nuvo glue that I use in the glue press, it allows me to easily move the paper. You know how some glue, like once you glue it down, you don't have even a second to wiggle. And here's a good example of that. I didn't get this quite lined up the first time, so I had to pick this up and just readjust my paper. And this glue, it does give you just that moment to readjust it if you need it. But then once you push it down and wait a moment, it does adhere nicely. Okay, so I have that piece glued down, and so now I'm going to go ahead and put my photo mat on here, being careful to, oops, being careful to make sure that I can see that butterfly. These papers are so pretty. This whole collection, it was really hard to decide which paper that I wanted to use. And, but I finally decided to go with this. I think these colors just really look nicely with the photos that I've chosen to use today. Now, this is still the same piece of paper. So I'm using just one sheet of the 12 by 12 paper. So when I cut that 6-inch strip off, not only did I have the little green piece there for the back, then this is another little strip that I've cut off. And I'm gonna just place this along the edge. I'm just gonna slide this under. So I'm really getting good use out of the whole sheet of paper. Okay, so there we go. And now let me bring it back in my photos and see how, I just love how these photos really remind me of nature, and then we're out in nature. And so I think these photos are perfect for this paper. So I'm going to go ahead and put my photos like this. Now, the sketch did call for 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and I actually printed my photos 4 by 4. They really just didn't allow, especially the one of Dale and I, it just didn't allow for us to be cropped any smaller than 4 by 4. I didn't want to lose the actual photo. So I put mine at 4 by 4. It's not really noticeable, I don't think, 1/4 of an inch, but I did want to point that out. So now I have the photos adhered down, and I want to bring in, these other photos. So these I cut down to 2 by 2, and this is the picture of the moose sign that we saw on the trail. Again, when we were walking, I was just so surprised that I was actually walking where there could be moose. Being from Missouri and then going out to Colorado, you know, I don't see moose in Missouri. And we might see deer, but there really aren't any animals, I don't think, around here in Missouri that that we have signs about, especially. So let me just readjust this. I put that down a little bit crooked, so I want to straighten this up a little bit. And then this other picture here, that was just a really pretty flower. And then up at the top, instead of adding in a couple more circles or squares, I want to bring in my stamps. So this is a stamp from my collection, and it's no longer available, but I really like to get good use out of my stamps. So again, I have stamped off camera, still using the same paper. I went ahead and stamped on the green side. I took some green ink and stamped the trees. And then on that brown side, I went ahead and taken some brown ink and I've stamped the mountains. And so this is going to take the place of those 2 circles at the top in the sketch. And I couldn't decide here if I wanted to put that right up on my photo or if I wanted to leave a little space there. And ultimately, I decided that I wanted to move it up a little bit and place it up here. And I like how the mountains are tucked behind, and then you can see the trees are on the front. So I did fussy cut. So fussy cut is just another word for using your scissors and cutting out a stamped image. But you can see all those colors just really blend well together by stamping on the same sheet of paper. So I was able to make some of my own embellishments for this layout. Okay, so now that I have those on there, I want to bring in this little chipboard piece, and this is from the Wherever Ephemera Bits. So in the Ephemera Bits pack, they have some nice places for journaling, some journaling spots. And so I'm going to go ahead and adhere this. Now, normally I would do my journaling before I place it on the layout. But with this being chipboard, I feel confident that I can go ahead and write on this after it's on the layout. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this adhered down over to this side, just like in the sketch it called for some journaling off to the right hand side. So let me just bring the sketch in here, and you can see I'm following the sketch. I'm pretty true to the sketch right now. Okay, so here are some more bits that I have pulled out from the different packs. I believe this one here, the little butterfly and the leaves, are from the chipboard bits, and then the word is from the chipboard words. So I've picked out the word explore, and I've also picked out this little word adventure, and both of those are from the chipboard words. So I do want to put the little word adventure up here just to tie this little cluster together. And and then these chipboard leaves, I really think that this is going to look nice down here along the bottom of my journaling spot, and it's going to give me another cluster. So I'm kind of looking, I like to follow the rule of 3. So I've got that cluster up in the upper left, and then I've kind of am taking the butterfly on the paper and along with the word explore and counting that as a cluster. And then I've got the cluster over on the bottom right. And so it really just draws your eye all the way around the page, around the photos, really frames them in. And so I like the way that this is looking. So let me go ahead and get that pressed down. So that looks good. And then we'll glue these leaves down. And if you are interested, I do have links to all of these products that you've seen today in this video. I only use products that I love, and I'm absolutely in love with this 49 in Market collection. So if you do feel inspired by this video, you can support me by shopping the links that I provided. As well as I do have a new feature on my YouTube channel, and that is called Super Cash. And that's just another way to help YouTube creators, small creators like myself. There's a button called Super, and it allows you to leave a monetary donation if you'd like. Okay, so I am going to finish this layout up by adding some journaling here. So this was July 17th, and I'm just going to write here that we were walking along Blue River in Silverthorne, Colorado, and the trails were so beautiful. Now, I looked up to see if there was a name for the trail, and I couldn't find a name for the trail, but if you're ever in that area, it is so pretty. It's just, I mean, these trails, there's just these little bridges, and it just walks all around the community. And there's also this amazing sandwich shop. I'll have to look up the name of the sandwich shop. We loved the sandwiches, and I think that I'm going to actually do a companion layout to scrapbook the photos that we took. We had the most amazing sandwiches there, so unforgettable. And so I think I'm going to turn this into a double page layout with that. So there we have it. I have everything completed. And let me bring this up closer to the camera. Like I said, if you've enjoyed this video, if you'd hit that thumbs up button, if you're not already a subscriber, if you like these type of videos, if you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell for notifications, I do upload at least 2 videos on my channel every week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.